What's going on today, everybody? I got another blind set up here, and today's blind is kind of a mimic of another YouTuber's blind that he just did in a video, and that is shout out to My Drinking Buddy YouTube channel. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. But he did this blind, and I thought it was a great idea because I had all the bottles that he did. And I think it's going to be making a great little blind here, and that is budget high proof bourbons. So as you can see here in front of you, I have 4 different high proof bourbons from 4 different distilleries, and I think this is a very good blind slash comparison of what you can find out there for the sub $30 price point. And all these are over 100 proof, and I'll go through them real quick here before I start to blind. So on my left here, your right, we have Benchmark Foolproof. This is Buffalo Trace's Benchmark line. This is a foolproof bourbon, which is 125 proof. This bottle comes in at right around $24 in my local area. And like I said, comes from Buffalo Trace, and it is actually the highest proof of all the ones in this blind right here. So maybe that gives it an unfair advantage, maybe not. Second one here is Old Granddad 114. That is 114 proof, made by Jim Beam, or OGD 114 as some people call it. This one is right around a $30 price point in most areas. And moving on down the line, we have Fighting Cock. Fighting Cock is 103 proof. It is made by Heaven Hill Distilleries. It is right around the $20 price point. And I don't drink this one that frequently, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how it all comes out in this blind. And then the very last one here, you have the people's favorite, as it were, the old Wild Turkey 101, obviously made by Wild Turkey Distillery, 101 proof, and this one is a lot of folks' favorites. It comes in right around the $25 price point, and yeah, that's the one I decided to put into today's blind lot. Like I said, it is kind of a mimic of My Drinking Buddy's blind video he had, so I'm kind of curious to see how my flavors come out ahead of his. So let me get these off to the side here. So you can see I got my blinds set up here, no particular order. These are completely blind. I have no idea what they are. They've been sitting out for 5 or 10 minutes. I've mixed them up several times before we started doing this video. And I'm going to try to make it as short and sweet as possible, go through these quickly, and I'll just put them in a ranking of my favorite to least favorite. So just get right into it. Now, these are, like I said, higher proof bargain bourbons. And I'm no tasting or nosing expert. I can just give you my honest opinion at this given point in time tonight. This one honestly gives me the Jim Beam vibes. Yeah, it gives me that nuttiness on the nose. Very, very thick, heavy, what do you want to call that? I guess for lack of a better term, I'll just say it's the nuttiness as well on the palate. A little bit of that smoke going down, or should I say oak, not smoke. When I say smoke, I kind of mean oak, because I associate smoke with wood. Okay, moving on down the line. I get a little nuttiness on that one too, but not as much as the first one. And I do get a nuttiness out of Heaven Hill products. Just writing some notes down here. And like I said, I'm going to arrange these favorite to least favorite. This one I get quite a bit of more sweetness out of it. It's got a longer finish, a little sweeter, a little more vanillas to it. Maybe I don't know. Comes across as a little hotter at first, but then the flavors do kind of fade away a little faster. This one I get a lot less nose than all of them. More sweetness than the first two, maybe similar to the third one. Not as like in your face, not as potent. A lot of sweetness, a little bit of berry, cherry berry type flavors. So go back through some nosing here. Drink of water here. Yeah, I get like cherry sweetness there, a lot of vanilla. That one I get berry sweetness, like raspberry, blackberry, a lot hotter. Just for the record, I love all these. As some of you have probably noticed in a lot of my videos, I say I love them all. I truly do. I have found very few in my whole collection that I can say I just dislike. I am going to try to guess these as well as rank them off of drinkability and proof, flavor profiles, and obviously a little bit of value will come into that as well. But these are all pretty close in the $25 to $30 mark, depending on your market. I think I'm done. I'll up front say that these two I prefer over these two. I think these two are the Fighting Cock and the 114 OGD. I think these two are the 101 and the Benchmark. And I like them. Like, it's hard to say this is 1, 2, 2, 1 or whatever, because I like them for different reasons. But I am going to go on a limb and say that this glass here is my last place. I'm not going to move them around, I'm just going to label them. This will be number 3. I'm going to go back to these 2 here. I'm going to go on a further limb and guess that, well, I'm going to go ahead and say that number 4 here is number 2, second place, and this is the winner tonight. And I'll tell you my guesses as I go through them. So this is my 4th place right here, this number 2 glass. I get a lot of nuttiness out of this. A little less nuttiness than this one here. Not quite as complicated as flavor profiles as this one. I'm going to guess the proof is quite a bit lower than this one. This is the one I'm going to guess is the Fighting Cock, just because it tastes like it's less proof. A little bit nutty, which I get that out of Jim Beam and Heaven Hill products. So this is my number 4. And my guess is Fighting Cock. And wow, it is not. That is the Wild Turkey 101. Wow. You know, obviously the less proof was true. The nuttiness, I don't know where I get the nuttiness out of a Wild Turkey. Like Drinking Buddy stated in his video, I do get a little more nuttiness out of a Wild Turkey when it is getting lower, when it has more air introduced into it. But that's a shocker. That's a shocker that is last in this place tonight. And tonight, I'm placing that last due to flavor, like in-your-face flavors. Because this is a high-proof budget blind. And it is the lowest proof on the table tonight. So, excuse me. So for that aspect of it, that makes perfect sense. But for the record, I do absolutely love Wild Turkey products. Rare Breed is probably one of my top 5 that I drink quite frequently. So moving on, this number 1 glass, it's one I put in 3rd. I get a lot of nutty taste with that. It doesn't fall off very fast. Get some heavy oak on that. I think that is a higher proof. So this was one I put in 3rd place, and I'm guessing it to be the 114, the OGD, the Old Grandad 114, because of the nuttiness, because of its high proof. This is the 2nd highest proof one on the table tonight, and it is the 114. So I have this one correct. Again, an excellent pour, an excellent bargain, and it does not disappoint. I think this would make an excellent old-fashioned, even though I don't think I've ever put it in an old-fashioned before. Just that the proof points is what brings out the old-fashions, in my opinion. So that leads us down to the Fighting Cock and the benchmark full proof. So number 2 this evening is the last glass. And on my list, I guess this to be the Turkey 101. And now that I know it's not the Turkey, and with the last 2 remaining, I am going to guess that it is the Fighting Cock, because I kind of get it now. There's a little bit of that maybe a little bit of that Elijah Craig type profile to it, so it could be a Heaven Hill product. I definitely think that my winter glass here is a higher proof, so I think that is the 125 benchmark. So let's see what this is. And that is the Fighting Cock. So that is number 2 for this evening. And as I predicted on my list, and the number 1 for the evening is the Benchmark Full Proof. Benchmark Full Proof. All excellent buys. All bargains. Let's see here. Let's put them in the order that I arranged them. Tonight's winner, Benchmark Full Proof. Tonight's runner-up, sorry, it's Fighting Cock. Almost forgot which order I put them in because I oh, sorry. Okay, 114 is the number 3 tonight. Wild Turkey comes in last, so a little bit of a shocker. And again, these are all fantastic. For sub $30, you cannot go wrong with any of these. And I hate to say this, but my number 1 and 2 are probably your harder to find ones in some areas. Probably number 2 is the hardest to find that's on the table tonight. I know if you're in Kentucky, it's a bottom shelfer, and I've seen them down there a lot, but I don't even think we can get these in Ohio. I bought that down in Kentucky. But tonight's winner, Benchmark Full Proof. This one has always been a winner in my book. I think this is like the 3rd bottle I've gone through in the last year. You know, there's not much taken out of this one, but I just haven't sampled much out of it. So Benchmark is the winner tonight. Once again, shout out to My Drinking Buddies YouTube channel for putting this blind in my head. I had the bottle, so I was like, why not? Let's do it and see how mine come out. Honestly, I don't remember his outcome. I think he put the 2 higher proofs as 1 and 2, and the lower proofs as 3 and 4. And mine are kind of shuffled a little bit. So Benchmark, Buffalo Trace product, Fighting Cock, Heaven Hill, OGD 114 from Jim Beam, and Wild Turkey 101 from Wild Turkey is your order tonight. And thanks a lot. Thanks for watching along. Subscribe. Check out My Drinking Buddies YouTube channel and the link I supply. And we really need to support each other. And appreciate it, guys. Go find the bottle that you love. And love you all. Thanks. See you in the next one.